I sent it to my YouTube, and
Good.
you can't see me. Is that the
Yeah,
dealio?
I can hear you crystal clear, but I can't see your screen. So maybe, and you're just on your laptop, right? Okay, so she's coming back in a minute. So I want to ask you guys specifically while we're waiting for Carolina, where are you guys feeling stuck right now? And as though you're in a place where you don't quite know what's next, or you don't have that sense of you're spinning your wheels a little. So if you can go ahead and put that in the chat, that would be amazing. So
Can you see me now?
not yet. Not yet. Yeah, I can see you. Woo, woo,
Am I here
woo.
now?
So there's this girl on the street in New York, and she's been a Broadway singer, okay? And I'm obsessed with her. And she comes up to everyone. She's like, "So what are you doing? Woo woo ooh," in the middle of all these things. So you made it, woo! And now we have people coming in. Okay, so we have Isaac is here. We have we have all our beautiful members in here coming in. All right, and you're streaming to your own channel as well, so that's amazing.
Yes. Thank you,
Yay, yay,
everybody, to
yay, yay,
be here.
yay.
I've noticed some faces and
Some faces that
names.
like,
Thank
I'm like,
you.
we're excited.
This is
I was
exciting.
I was saying, Carolina, this is the first of many times.
I think
mean,
so. I think with
people
your
love their
moon in
live stream.
Sag and my Venus in Gemini, like they kind of like,
Yum,
yeah,
yummy.
let's
And they're just
geek out.
lummy, yummy. I know it's so good. So listen, I want to introduce you. I know that you have a lot of your people here, and you have people that will watch this on your channel on the replay, of course, too. And then
Whoa.
I have my folks coming in, which we're so excited. So what could be better than a business astrologer and a ritualist and a cookie monster lover getting together with a psychic medium who works in the Akashic Records and talking about different topics? I mean, what's better than that? Can you think of anything?
I can't really think of anything. I am thinking of like a feast, though, of a conversation that we could have, like sort of like a decadent sort of cuisine, when like many foods will come out. Of course, the cookie will be the center of the table.
Exactly.
And like all the spirits would show up at that table. That's what I would hope to do.
Kimberly, 100%. That would be decadent. Kimberly. Yes. So, okay, my love.
Yes.
So I want to start by, if you can, I love a little interview because I want people, at least on my channel, know your family members on your channel know you well. My folks are getting to know you. So tell us about, first of all, your moving into doing this incredible work that you do. And a little bit about your background to start with, if you wouldn't mind.
Sure. When I was a little kid, just psych. So I call myself an ex-corporate wonk turned mystic. I walked the path of really like 9 to 5 for the majority of my earlier life. I had a complete massive awakening around my 40s of the good old transits that we all experience. The most significant was when Uranus, the planet of awakening and chaos, went through and touched my planet, my house of money. And that house had me, because of what is there, I have my own placements. I had this awakening of like, oh, what do I actually value in my life? Is this what I want to do for myself? Like it really was many months, probably actually years. That's just because the Uranus is very much like the Tower card. So at the time I was working for Intel, and I was doing digital marketing, digital strategy for the brand, as well as the social media for one of the divisions. And I had spent the majority of my early time working with clients and agencies, and basically doing the internet. Like that's all I did. I've always loved working in the internet, but when I had that wake up call to like something more authentic in my 40s, I left all of that behind. I literally just walked away and was like, when I was fortunate, okay, let's be very honest here. I was very fortunate that I was married at the time, and my husband at the time and I were comfortable. Things were very different than they are today, where people are making different choices. And I don't know, I think it was a moment where I was finally just allowed myself to do that free fall so that I could figure out what was on the other side, because I had never worked for myself. I had only worked for other people. And I have Aries in the second house, and the Aries is a pioneer and they are like doers, but I have fucking Chiron in Aries in my second. So it's a brutal wound to the self where I don't ask for what I need. I was just sharing about this. Now I'm going to cry. Like,
Okay, I'm here
I'm
for
a
it. That's
can.
what we do. We do this at Soul to Earth. This is what we do. Make people cry.
Oh
Not
man.
intentionally, but we do.
So I'm a
Mhm.
Cancer sun. So like there's so much here of comfort that needs to exist in my life. So for me to make that decision of like, oh no, I won't have a 9 to 5 guaranteed check, because I could have stayed it until till now. Like people, once you're in, you never leave. You know, people are there forever.
That's true.
Yes.
I know
Yeah.
this from, we'll talk about that later, but yeah.
Yeah. It's very, very true. And so I in that time, I had always repressed and put aside my interest in the occult. I had always been interested in the ancient technologies and the ancient peoples and their practices. And so I went deep. And once I have Jupiter in Scorpio, which wants to expand through the exploration of these things, these questions that we have. And I was like, yeah, that's all I want to do. And eventually it came about. It wasn't like I left until and then I became an astrologer. It was like 10, like several years, 5 years time before I really went in and started studying in depth. And then when after COVID, this is where I love to like geek out on astrology. It's like once you understand your houses, like where planetary energy is playing, you can see the cycles that are happening for you. And so I've been tracking my cycles for a while, and one of the biggest one was Neptune. And everybody's like, what is Neptune? Exactly, what is Neptune? It's like, we don't know. Do you think you know it? I don't know. I think I'm in it.
Mhm.
It's just like, yeah, well, it went through Pisces, and that was a major wake up for in all of humanity,
Yep.
and to the spiritual realm, to the question of what else, as well as like a lot of delusion, illusion, like not embodied presence. And so I had to dissolve so much of myself before I could actually get to the other side to say, like, oh, I think this is what I want to do now. I want to blend all of my geekery around astrology as well as my geekery around uh, basically the internet. And guess what? They're related.
Exactly.
Do you want to know why they're related?
Yes, tell the people. Let's hear it.
Because they're all both ruled by Aquarius.
Say it.
And
Yes.
Aquarius is the ultimately my money house, my house of talents, of resources. Aries is ruled. This is a relationship that people need to understand, is who rules who has oversight. That is ruled by Mars, and for me Mars is in Aquarius. So
Mm.
I have developed my talents around technology and combine them with my interests of also an Aquarian nature of astrology. And Aquarius is also what fueled me as in my past experience, right? Past I'm a Pisces rising. So the first fish was working for technology. Well, that is Aquarius. The second fish is now doing it from a spiritual astrological perspective. That is also Aquarius. So
Incredible.
there you have it. It's
You
all
know, the other
connected.
thing, of course, and you know, and you being, I'm sure a brilliant, I would say researcher, student, etc. Even embracing and understanding astrology on the levels that you know it at now, that takes years. It doesn't, you
Years.
can't skim through that. That's not
No,
I went to a class on a weekend. Never.
no.
Never, 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 never. And it's just, yeah, that's extraordinary. Well, we are so lucky that you went through
Thank
that
you.
transformation, truly. And the
Yeah,
other thing,
so
just
am
a
I.
little
I
bit
feel
on a
lucky.
fun, so lucky, on a funny thing that Carolina and I met. And I instantly I was drawn to her. And then I realized all the things that we had that were connected on a lot of levels, even from an astrocartography perspective. We'll put it that way.
Yeah.
So extraordinary. Well, I'm so excited to talk to you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Next
Yeah.
question for you is,
Yes.
what are you really excited about right now in the work you're doing? One, and then two, I would say, can you answer the Cookie Monster question, please? That you caught, because you literally put that on your
Yes, I'm
brand.
a cookie monster,
Yeah.
and I'm a
What do you
proud
want?
chocolate chip cookie lover, cookie monster extraordinaire. I actually have a blue onesie that's a cookie monster from Sesame Street, like full on adult that I like to wear, and it has like this red cookie shaped as like as a heart felt that you can put in your pocket,
Oh my God, that's amazing.
and I love it.
And what
So,
is your favorite recipe or a favorite chocolate
all
chip
of
you've
them.
ever had? Have you tried the Cook's Illustrated version of a chocolate chip cookie? I'm
I
just
shouldn't.
okay. Yeah, I'm
I mean,
texting you
this,
that later.
yeah, the cookie thing really speaks to my Cancerian desire for like comfort and homey and chewy. It's really comforting. It's emotional eating. Okay, let's just be honest about that.
Well, I love that because my North Node's in Cancer, as you know, and so I'm loving all the cookie and all the yummy and all the
Yes,
so, okay,
yes.
sister
So
friends,
what
so
is my
back to your
excitement
original
about?
question. What are you really excited about right now? And then also what are you excited about for like the collective in general? Those
Yeah. So I'll start with the collective. So when so I'm a Pisces rising. So what does that mean? That means that I really have this rosy colored glasses on all the time, and I am deeply empathetic for humans. I want the best for them. I really want to be in service for humanity. That hasn't always worked to my advantage. Okay, but Pisces lacks boundaries, and it's a hard road to learn. But for me, what I'm most excited right now is that astrology is becoming more common. People are realizing the depth of its abilities. And we're in a monumental time in life, one that no one has ever experienced in as far as we can go in terms of the recordings of astrological times. And that is one of extreme fast acceleration of human development. And we can geek out some time about like DNA. I think we're in that realm of change right now. The
yeah,
amount of people that are sensitive, ADHD, autistic, all these things, I feel like are part of this change, which is
100%.
developing certain senses that our future selves, who may be visiting us, by the way, I'm
Oh
open to
yeah.
that discussion,
I've
right?
had I could well, I'll get to that part of my segment,
Yes,
my
yes,
channeling and my
exactly. And so we
100%.
are becoming something different. And
Mhm.
that body that we're becoming has a way, I hope, the idea, the utopia, the Aquarian utopia idea would be that we are pursuing more of what we want as humans that lights us up as a creative soul versus like, God, man, today I gotta go work. Now,
Right.
work is not wrong. I love what I do, but I also want to spend my time out like in nature. Okay. And if you have a job that does that for you and pays you well, do that. Right. But I also love to be geeking around with these things called technology. I can't really shut that down about myself. So I'm really excited the opportunities that we are in. Most people would say like reality sucks. I'm like, sure. Yeah. World War II sucked too. Like
You're in a
the
crystal tumbler is what
yeah.
we're in. We're
Y
crystal tumbling it. Yeah.
exactly, like, this is what happens, and, we can focus on that, or we can focus as my Jupiterian nature, or we can figure out ways of using these times to change the dynamics, because nothing changes without our participation. Nothing.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. Love it. Okay,
Yes.
that's part 1 of the question. Part 2 is,
Yes.
what are you excited in the work you're doing? And then don't worry,
Yes.
guys, we're gonna get to our topic and some of your questions, so we're
Yes.
excited.
I am really excited right now. I am just launched a new side of what I do, which is Cosmic Wealth Collective. And this is a container where I help women figure out that very question of like, why aren't you asking for money? Why are things so hard for you? And then using cosmic timing to orient yourself through the healing and the harnessing of what the cosmos have to do with wealth creation and abundance. So that's what I'm really excited to bring forward, that work. And yeah, I still help people figure out how to use technology in their business. And by the way, we could look at the astrology because that's actually super spot on.
Overlap. I mean, it's not even an overlap. It's completely integrated. It's a
It
one.
is.
That's what makes you so like a powerhouse. So if you guys make sure that you're going to Carolina's, her YouTube channel is connected here. So if you're on my channel, please go over there, make sure you're
Yeah.
subscribing,
Do all
following.
the
And it's really
things.
important for us to get our workout for our wonderful subscribers to support our channels, because it gets the message out to more people, and people need help right now.
They
And
do.
so we appreciate your support. That is incredible. I love it so much. Now, when is that starting? I mean, when do you have that?
It's open now. The doors are open and closed on June 11th. So I timed everything
Yeah,
with astrology
yeah,
because it lined up with my chart. And of course, no moment is ever perfect. So there are some things that I'm witnessing myself. But yeah, it's been part of the evolution of what I've been doing. And I'm very, very happy to assess and keep it small because I need to understand the user path. I need
yes,
to understand the customer very well to then make it even bigger. Again, all of this speaks to my astrology and my transits that are happening right now. I was just complaining to my coach about it, where we all want to go really big, really, really big, but we're not always interested in creating a foundation for that to be held in.
yeah. I have to have that.
You have to.
You have it doesn't
Emotional,
slow
spiritual,
down. Yeah.
functional, spreadsheets, systems, health, like it's all tied together.
I'm like right now, me and Saturn and I are dancing together. I'm all about venerating Saturn right now. We're working on that in the planetary magic world. So love that so much. Well, that is incredible. I mean, can't say enough good things. And here's what I want to do. I'll speak about my things that I have going on after we talk about the topic. Because if you don't mind, Carolina, I want to get into some of these yummy questions. And then why don't we get into our topic of the morning? Okay, y'all. So, as you know, what was inspiring to Carolina and I today is to see how we can live consciously, right? Where are you on autopilot? And then where are you also, I would say, and I'm going to let you speak to this too, where are you blocking your creativity, your passions, your drive, and I say in my speak, where is spirit guiding you, but you're blocking, right?
Mm.
That's what I say in my language. So, with that in mind, I asked the question. I would love for you guys to drop it in the chat. Where do you right now feel stuck? Whatever you want to be able to share is fantastic. If you don't feel comfortable sharing, totally fine. But I did ask this question when we started our conversation. And let me go up because I know we have a couple of comments at the very top too. So somebody's saying physically, she took in a son's friend. It's more than my body can handle. The pain causes disruption to your connection, which that is very challenging, 100%. All right. And then feel free, guys, if you want to go ahead and drop those into the conversation.
Yeah.
Someone saying, I don't know where I'm supposed to be heading. That's, purpose, things like that. So I would say let's get the party started, Carolina. What are you noticing with your clients and where people getting tripped up, and what say you as far as what do you recommend for them as far as getting started to live more consciously in this way?
Yeah, curiosity and expression, living more consciously. So this is no like shaming or anything, but many of us are operating from a state of our young selves, and we don't really see that a lot of times. Pluto is in retrograde right now, so Pluto is helping us to go and do some of that shadow work that many of us avoid. So say that was like May 5th or so, something like that, when he went retrograde, has been an opportunity for us to expose that. And so what happens and what I see is that most people are afraid of living their honest truth
Mhm.
because that will bring about discomfort. And discomfort is the last thing that we all want, whether that's physical, financial, relational, home, all the things. And I'm not saying that that's not valid. I'm saying that is generally the mode of operation of what's happening. And a lot of that gets exasperated by astrology transits or your own natal condition of your planets. Because maybe as a kid, again, this goes back to our experiences. As a kid, you may have witnessed something or heard something or didn't receive something or didn't say something. Perhaps you were harmed. Perhaps your parents told you that you weren't worth something. Whatever that story is, it's still
Yes, hanging out in the aura, as I
there,
say.
just hanging out.
Mhm.
And what I've done myself and what I tell others is that you got to get into that raw state. You got to get into that raw state and hug that individual, bless it, love it, and then expel the junk. And you
Mhm.
can hire somebody like Carey here who's skilled at energy healing, or you could look at other means of doing that.
Yeah.
Journaling, EFT, crying, sex, not, mindful sex, of course,
Yeah.
dancing, movement. The thing is that it has to move out of the body. It cannot just be like a writing down. It has
In
to
it
be
intellectual, yeah.
it has to be expressed out, even if it's shaking. It's not generally one and done, unless you're doing a lot of psychedelics at some point, like I have. Like, it's still like a thing that you work through.
Yeah.
And I talk about that with people, is how can you use these things mindfully. So yeah, it is early childhood conditioning that is generally running the show, that is preventing you from being curious and expressive because you're afraid of something. And that fear is what will rule everything, from like asking for what you need to showing your face online. Like, the people that I work with have all those issues.
Correct. 100%, 1,000%. And I know it too, what I see it on when from my work is this is something that came to me probably 4 years ago when I was working in the Akashic Records, and I was seeing specifically that this is the lifetime when many people who are on their path, you can say, are shedding these layers, and they're like costumes. They're layering on top of you. Can be from this life, can be from past lives. And so this is the time to dig in. And like you said, there's never been more resources or things you can do ever on the planet that you can do also openly. And if you can't do it openly because you're surrounded by people that aren't as supportive, you can definitely lean in and do other practices. And this is what both Carlene and I focus on in our work, is transmuting those heavier, denser energies, which make you unaligned with your true, authentic nature. Love
Yeah.
how you put that. That's incredible. And then what do you recommend for your clients on like tapping? Like, how do you then, once you've done some shedding, once you've thrown off some of those things that exist in childhood and so on, what do you recommend for your clients to like stepping in, like, and being empowered?
Um, a lot of that speaks to our sun work. So everybody has a sun. That's everybody's like main thing that people they know, right? My star sign is, I'm a Cancer, I'm a Sag, I'm a
Yeah.
Capricorn. So it's really interesting how little we actually understand our sun signs, right?
Mm,
We just say them, but we don't actually have a self-awareness of like, what is my shadow? They'll blame it, right? They'll
mm,
be like, oh, that's just, or they don't even want to look at
yeah.
it. So the power of getting to know our sun is so that we can shine,
Ooh.
right?
Shine, shine
What is what is
in
the
the way that's
sun?
authentic to our blueprint.
Exactly, because the sun is a big orb and it wants to shine bright. The more you get to know your sun and feed the sun, okay, chocolate chip cookies is one thing, but,
One
feed
way.
it, being like, do the activities that that sun sign wants to do. And then notice what feels good and what doesn't. Are you doing those things? Are you neglecting those parts about yourself? Once you get into like the very basic of what is that sign, then go deeper. Go to understand the house that it's in. Go understand what any aspects to it. A lot of people will tell me like, I don't feel like my sun sign. Why is that? Like an Aries, actually. I've had a few Aries or Leos because they're supposed to be like magnificent, right?
Yeah.
Like shining, bold, loud, ballsy. And I say, well, that's likely because there's something in your chart that is somehow limiting, restricting
Mhm.
that sun exposure.
Wow.
And you can look at early stuff that may have happened during that time of when you were born to see what was happening around the perimery, right? Like all of us are born on in a moment, and that moment is whatever's happening in our parents' lives that is happening in our country. So there's a layer of understanding you can do there, but even minimal is just what what parts of my early stuff is connected here. Because a
So
lot of child stuff, it's hard to people understand, but it really is because
yeah.
we're noticing things as kids. Yes, Kimberly, our connection of our Cancer sun, and it's do the things, like do the thing that your son wants to do, and then ask yourself, what is this healthy? I'll give you an example. Cancer sons are highly intuitive individuals, emotionally sensitive. They can tune into people's energy within a room and sense who needs help and who doesn't
Mhm.
very fast, and they care a lot about it. Okay. And sometimes a little bit too much, like, "Are you sure? Like, can I help you?" Like, you don't feel comfortable, and the person hasn't said anything,
It doesn't matter. It's a
right?
vibrational thing. Yep.
They
Pure
feel it.
sentience at its finest, as we say.
Yep. It
Sentience.
is such a huge sensor.
Yeah.
Well, if you're still in that state of life where you're like, "Man, I feel like that person doesn't like me." It's not about you, yo.
Yeah. It isn't. Oh my gracious. Oh my
That's
goddess, as I say, oh my goddess.
that's the thing with Cancer sons is or Cancerians who have a lot of Cancer placements who don't realize that sensitivity is picking up on stuff that's likely not about them,
100%.
but
Yeah,
then they make
that's
it that.
one of my classes. I teach that multiple times in classes.
Yeah.
Multiple times. It's like, yeah, protecting your energy field is what I'm help people help.
Yeah.
I'm here to help
Protect your
people.
energy field and then also realize that it's not always about you.
It's totally
Like
true.
you need to figure out what is you and what's not you. What is so every sign has their shadow, every sign, and getting to know that shadow and then feeding the things that should do to help you feel good in a
Yeah.
healthy manner, then do that.
It's so true. It's just that overlaps so much like when so I have a development circle for people to develop their psychic abilities and their mediumship abilities, and we're working on mediumship at the moment, which is really tuning in and having a spirit come forward and really getting into their essence. And I will tell you 98% of the time when they're tuning into an energy of anything, it's never them. It's always the spirit. It's always the energy. It's always the location. And that's because it's part of your sensor. So that when you learn to do that and differentiate, besides understanding your own energy, first, as you just mentioned, it is a game changer. I mean, it
Yeah.
really, you get to a step being in a place of neutrality and observation. And also then you can further protect yourself. And I love the layer of working then with your sun sign that I have actually, I've never heard that. Never heard that in all the years I've listened to astrologers. Again, another thing
Yeah.
why it would take you fucking years to learn astrology.
Aw, I'm so
Kimberly.
glad you have some fans here.
I know I
Yeah.
got some fans. Thank you guys. Rock you like a
I'm gonna
hurricane.
answer Mangled Unicorn's excellent
Please do,
name.
friend. Please do.
So they said, I heard someone say to understand your sign, you also have to understand the inverse sign. Thoughts on that? I would say that's the truth about all of them. And for all the signs. All right, so let me explain this to you guys. All 12 signs exist in your body and in your personality. You may have a dial that's really cranked up in one and zero on another. It does not mean that that other one is not significant. It's that right now you're maybe focused on the one that's really big. And then depending on your transits, your progressions, these are all timing techniques. Depending on what's happening in your life, some of the ones that you think are empty are the ones that are actually giving you the problems. So all signs are important to understand. Understand why the opposite is the opposite, but what is the commonality is a question to ask yourself, as well as looking at like the elemental relationship between things. If you're out there wanting to understand the world that Carey operates in and that I operate in, it comes down to the elements. What
True.
is earth? What is fire? What is air? What is water? What is ether?
Mm.
All of these things are existence in our human experience, relationships, the creation of anything on this earth. So even looking at things from that perspective can really like put on hyperspeed on learning the things that we're sharing, because you'll start seeing it yourself.
Yeah.
So on a practical level, for example, if your chart is full of water and say fire, then for you, earth is really important, something to understand. Earth helps you to ground, helps you to be less emotional, tangible, practical. Whereas fire is like, I'm just going balls out. Who cares about practicality? You may need earth at time. And that's why understanding those things can really help you navigate your chart in life.
100%. It's funny because I did a daily reading yesterday and the Queen of Pentacles came up. The Queen of the Earth, I called her. And I said, you can, if you have zero Earth in your chart, you can use her as as an archetypal energy to like vibrate with what does that feel like to be grounded, right? I love
Mhm.
that. So important. This is so incredibly helpful. I mean, the way you're explaining this to everybody is incredibly useful. It's also demystifies it, and it's just I can't say enough good things. So I'm really excited we're having this conversation. Now, what are you seeing the most as far as like with your clients? As far as let's talk about business, since a lot of people who are moving from like you were working for other people but are wanting to start these spiritual businesses and they are trying to figure out their own roadmap, what would you recommend for them specifically, like getting started? Like what should they be looking at in their astrology just to kind of go, if they just don't have a lot of information or they're newbies or they have some, what would you start with if you were mentioning
Yeah,
that?
if you were just starting out and want to use your astrology to inform your next move,
Yeah.
I would look to understand what is that second house sign, and that it helps you inform like what are some of the things that you are talented at doing, or how you go about when it comes to asking for money, because you're going to exchange those talents for something else. And then looking to see where is that ruler.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just quickly name the rulers because this is easy. I don't use the modern planets as rulership because they're modern. The system I'm teaching you all is Hellenistic traditional astrology, which is like ancient,
Thousands of years old.
old.
And thousand.
So the sun rules Leo, the moon rules Cancer, Mercury is Gemini and Virgo.
Virgo. Love it.
Yes, yes. Venus is Taurus and Libra. Mars is Aries and Scorpio. Saturn is Capricorn and Aquarius. And then Jupiter is Sagittarius and Pisces. If you
Mm.
notice, the sun and the moon only rule one sign.
Mhm.
Everybody else has two signs assigned to them. And
Mhm.
so what you do is you look to find out where's the ruler of my second house. So if your second is in Taurus, then you look to find where is Venus. If it's in Aries, you go look to where is Mars. If it's Sagittarius, you go look to see where Jupiter is. And then you combine those two houses. The houses will tell you how these things are playing out in this realm. So if your second house ruler is in the 11th, I would say go make sure that you are connecting to groups, whether they are online or in person. If you are like, I really hate networking, well, I'm going to have to tell you, you want to activate that area, you're going to have
Figure
to
it
go
out,
figure
man.
out. And this is the part that most people don't want to hear, the hard work.
Yeah, listen, this is it. You can't
But you
skim. This
you
is the
can't.
problem with the new age movement is that people just, arrive in and then they want to start mastering something and then they haven't gone through the
Right.
so
They
many.
wanna have a business, but actually not do a business. Like, what?
Yeah.
I have a friend who's like, "I really wanna have a solo business, but all that other stuff, I don't know if I could ever do." I'm like, then you better hustle up some money to pay somebody. This
Oof.
is the reality as a solopreneur, is that
Mhm.
your chart will not be able to do all the things, and you'll quickly maximize yourself and
Yeah.
then realize like, can I support myself with other things, other people? But yeah, that is the best thing you could do right now is understand how are you wired to make money and where does that place ultimately play out? Does it and if you see that the ruler's back inside the second house, then it's on you. You, with your talents, need to forge a path to building the path of money on your own and on your own feet.
Ooh.
Many people don't like that, right?
Yeah,
Right?
because it's literally, yeah, that's the problem. I think that's the whole thing. I think a lot of people they have an issue with anything that has to do with uh movement, ownership, more of a masculine way of igniting, especially if they're in really deep in their feminine, right?
Yes.
And this is what I have say to my students. You are not going to progress as a medium unless you meditate this way at least 3 times a week. You can,
Yep.
you cannot wing this. You have to work on your own
Saturn.
discipline. You have
Saturn.
to.
Yeah.
Saturn's your friend.
Saturn. Saturn.
Saturn's your
Your
friend.
friend.
Saturn should be your
Yeah.
daddy.
Yeah.
Saturn
Saturn.
should be your daddy.
Saturn is your daddy. I chanted to Saturn for 2.5
You
years.
told me that, girl. I was like, so tell people why
Yeah.
you decided to chant to Saturn because we want to know all the
All
things.
right. So I chanted to Saturn for that period of time using a mala, so 108 times per day,
Amazing discipline.
using a Sanskrit mantra. So why did I do that? Because Saturn is in a part of my chart that speaks to not greatness. Okay. So every planet has a place where it could do really great and other places not so much.
Yeah.
And I have felt that Saturnian piece of myself, which when it comes to like reality of things, again, Pisces rising wants to live in la la land, and Saturn's like all about reality. And I'm like, reality? That sounds scary. Okay. Like, what do you mean I have to pay my bills on time? What do you mean that I have to be disciplined?
Mm,
What do you mean that I need to have a plan and stick to that to actually see progress and mastery and authorship and authority of my own life?
yeah.
Saturn,
Yep.
Saturn, Saturn,
Yeah.
Saturn,
Absolutely
Saturn.
true.
So
Mhm.
I was like, okay, well, Saturn was getting ready to transit into a part of my chart that I was like, oh God, I don't know. So I decided, why not do this? So I have Saturn in Gemini. Gemini likes to talk.
Yeah.
Gemini also is one about the mind, and chanting uses the words,
Perfect.
and it's a nervous system vibrational practice. And so this is all tied into astrology, using it very practical. So
Yep.
what did I do? I chanted every single day because Saturn likes things to be done consistent and loves for you to have a plan and follow through.
Yeah.
And so they say that if you do Saturn's work, that Saturn will reward you. And then after that 2.5 years, I really felt the presence of and understood the energy of Saturn. And I felt this change in my own self, my own
Amazing.
energy of my mind of like, oh, I can really do almost anything.
That's incredible. And that's the ultimate energetic work of rewiring your DNA and what you came in and incarnated with in your blueprint with it, which is your birth chart. And the
Yeah.
challenges. That is incredible. That is such a that practice is, yeah, I'm going to start doing mini lessons on that for my students. I just feel like that's where people struggle. Exactly
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. It's commitment, right?
Yep. It is. And also, I think the idea of like, we want things to be simple. We want things to be easy, and people do get overwhelmed. Now we understand that. So but in a measure, look at how long did it take you each day to do the mantra, the chanting, would you say?
I would say at most like 5 to 10
So
minutes.
5 to 10 minutes, that look at the benefits from that. So this is why in my membership right now, in my community, we're working on 5 to 7 minute practices every day. So, if you miss a day, no one's going to make you feel bad about it, but it is, you come back to the simple practice so you don't get overwhelmed and stop doing it, but it's there for you to carve. It's like plowing a field. You've got to lay down the field. You've got to plow in a straight line, and you have to wait for it to get to a certain level of maturity. Then you've got to take the right seeds, and you have to wait, and then you have to water at certain times. You have to go back and check, pluck, pluck, pluck. That's the stuff that gets you results.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the energy work, if you want to embody your work and then teach that.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about habit building, and
100%.
we live in a squirrel land now, so a
Jesus.
habit building is really challenging.
Yeah, it surely is. I can see that too, like when I'm teaching mediumship and we have, when people are connecting with a spirit and then they start going into the dialogue. Well, I think it means this, and I think it means that, and I think it means this. Is in no way being disrespectful or explaining it, but that's what people do. They're like running on what they're analyzing, the spirit world. I'm all, friends, here's what you do. The spirit knows what it wants to say. You need to meet the spirit where it is and connect with the energy. It has nothing to do with your interpretation. So work on that, right? Work on that. It's hard. I mean, it certainly is. It is like carving. You can't, excuse me, you cannot take away those moments. So they're
No.
worth every
Yeah.
minute, guys. So I thought something could be fun. What do you want to do? A couple little, like, this will be just a few little like dual readings. What do you think, Fran? I mean,
Sure.
and I'll let you decide, because I mean, like, I'm not going to say, hey, can you do their chart? But maybe you have a way that you do it in a shorter way, and then I can tap into their energy. So if something we want to do together, since we just have a couple folks here, what do you feel? You tell me.
Yeah, we could definitely do. I can quickly pull somebody's chart up unless they have their details themselves.
Yes. And what do you want to know, or what are you going to be asking, or what are you going to be looking at, friend, for them in their chart? Somebody mentioned or raise his hand.
Raise his hand. Let's see. I'm going to talk about their Venus placement.
Damn it, that's good.
Yeah.
See, you could literally go into like thousands of iterations of a read. I love that. I love that for you, dude. I'm like, that's why I love being in your presence for one of the many millions of reasons. Okay. So what do you need to know from them? You need to know what their Venus placement is, right, friend?
Yeah. If they know what their Venus is, please share the sign and house. If not, just drop in your birth time, birthday, time, and location.
And so let's start with, you can do that. And then when you're done, I'll tap into their energy. What do they need to know? And it'll be a complimentary,
Yes. Yes.
This will be fun.
All
we
right.
already got one going.
Yeah, Debranchia. Okay. I like that we're in similar age range. Hello. Okay.
Venus cap in the 12th house. Oh, we got a Virgo in the 12th house. Okay. I love these people know their stuff. We are not mad about that. I'm going to follow your lead. So
yeah, I'm doing Demantrias right now. Debranchias right now.
You like a few minutes after midnight. I can't wait, because Carolina she's going to do whatever she does with me next week. I can't wait.
Yeah, we're going to do a look at the actual business side of things.
Exactly. I love it. That's what I need to know. I know, Kim, JJ. Love it.
All right. Okay, so beautiful soul. I like this. Dibrachia.
Yes,
I like
that's
that.
actually her name's JJ. I'm gonna pull her.
JJ.
Pull her. There she is.
That's
Debra.
good. All
That's
right. Well, of course, you are also a Venus and Gemini creature like myself. And we have our Venus is conjunct. So they like each other. And because you and I were born around the same time frame, you also have Saturn and Gemini. But you are a Leo rising, which means your Venus is in the 11th house, and you're going to find your abundance through magnetism, relationships, beauty, art, all of that through the collective fields, through the participation in the collective, having a lot of networks of friends, bringing about ideas, creativity in that space will be abundant for you. Saturn there is going to require that these friendships are stable and that they are worth it. So you may have like a part of you where it's like, I don't know if this is person I like, but it needs to be consistent growth for you. It's not like this immediate expansion that happens through the friend field, but there is a lot of abundance there. They're
amazing.
trying to do this. All right. I like that. Yeah. Yeah. Uranus and Gemini is going to change it all up for you over the next 7 years. And same with me. And so expect over the next 7 years to really have some breakthroughs in the realm of your groups, social networking, social media, participations, your own dreams and aspirations as well.
Amazing. All right, JJ. So the thing I'm hearing from you today specifically or seeing for you is to get yourself comfortable with stepping into the energy, the presence, the frequency of abundance. And because I'm feeling in your energy field that you're trying so hard. And she's actually just said that I'm trying so hard. So when we step into we want to imagine, even if you can't see it, that there's a presence, which is part of your own aura, your own higher self, that knows what it feels like to feel a sense of abundance, to feel a sense of ease, to feel a sense of natural flow. And if you're disconnected from it, if you're feeling like it's not part of you, you won't familiarize yourself with that frequency, right? So you want to imagine you're literally walking into a space, you're putting on this energy field that makes you feel that sense of presence and abundance. So get yourself used to that and don't have to think about it. It's just an energetic transformation. That's what I'm getting for her. Beautiful.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Who's next, friend?
I'm going to do Melly. Hi, Melly. It's so great to have you here, friend. I appreciate you. Melly has Venus and Capricorn in the 12th house. So any placements in the 12th house are very muted. Okay. They're not like in your face. So for you, you would rather be living in some sort of retreat. And it's funny because then we have Venus and Virgo. This is two earth signs. So Capricorn wants to have a plan for growth in terms of accomplishments. It's really the status sign of the zodiac. It wants to be like, hey, I achieved this massive goal, like the goat climbing higher, higher, higher up in the mountain, being like, wow, look what I accomplished. But in the place of the 12th house, it wants to be resting. It wants to spend time in spiritual spaces. It wants to read things that help them feel more connected into the other world. It perhaps wants to do work with the mediums. It maybe wants to pull in these experiences where you are allowed to just be in the realm of no effort. And I know that's kind of hard for a Capricorn. Yeah.
Exactly. Amazing. The thing I'm getting for you, Melly, it's so nice to meet you, is there's something about you forgiving yourself, you being hard on yourself. I can feel a pressure coming in around your head, around your temples, which makes you very cognizant of if you make a mistake. So something that could be an easy practice to help release that energy or transmute it. This is what I teach my students. Imagine in front of you, there's a beautiful single rose. It's very strong. It's grounded. And any pressure or debilitating thinking or something that makes you repeat a pattern over and over, obsessively, just imagine it's being released without effort into that rose. Suck it in like it's just transmuting it, and then imagine it's just exploding and blowing up, which is the symbol for transmutation. And then you want to bring in a beautiful golden sun of your true energy. Again, we're all trying to step into our true essence, like you said, the sun, and so you want to imagine it's just coming in all the way through, down through your grounding cord. That's what I got for you.
That's awesome. I love it.
What a nice pairing, you and I.
Yeah.
The two C's. I just realized that. Why didn't I see that before?
I know. Oh, look at that.
Oh,
I bet your names are like what's that the craft of learning the the origins of words.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about, but I can't what the origin.
Yeah, I bet you they're connected.
I bet you they are.
Sweet.
Of course.
Well, I'm going to do Desiree next, Venus and Virgo in the 12th. So very similar to the experience of Melly, except that Venus and Virgo wants to spend time in the realm of craft, of health, of efficiency, of finding like organization. And for you, it may be hard to relax at times, even though your body is really wanting to spend time in this more of a retreat. It's also very spiritual placement and one that wants to serve others. And the challenge with Virgo is perfectionism and also the desire for correcting others in their own image. And so you may be at times with the 12th house, perhaps have like some sort of delusion around love and placing people in a sort of state where you're wanting to have them be in a certain way, but also lacking like the filter of like, oh wait, I'm projecting out a fantasy of what's happening here. So Venus in 12th wants to like be in the space that isn't necessarily connected with reality, and Virgo wants to serve. And so at times it may not be healthy for you. So tap into plants, tap into how to allow yourself to be loved without needing things to be a certain way.
Wow. That's a great message. Okay, let me see what I'm getting, Mangled Unicorn. You have a very interesting energy field. You have a lot going on. I wouldn't be surprised if you do a lot of spirit work or if you connect with spirits a lot, because I'm seeing a lot of activity and in a wonderful way. So here's the thing I'm sensing. I feel like you have these moments right now where you're really walking into a lot of activity and psychic awareness and interactions, possibly with spirit guides, things like that, right? It's intense. It comes in and then you pull away. And then you are left wondering, well, what happened? How do I integrate that? Things like that. But then also there's a little bit of discomfort with that, or not knowing how to do that. Let me know if that makes sense. That's what I'm getting. And then the other thing with that, I would say, is working on, if that's true, which I that's what it seems like, just working on your grounding, as it was said, and then asking for a little bit more protection in your energy field, right? It's going to give you a sense of clarity specifically about how to handle your psychic abilities, if that makes sense. There's a little more nuance to there, but that's what I got. All right.
And I think last we have Kimberly. How you doing, friend? Yay. You have Venus in Leo, and you have a couple things in there, but Venus and Leo in the 5th house, if the birth time is correct. We're not certain of the actual birth time, but let's assume it is, okay? Venus in the 5th wants to be a kid in a playground. It wants to be creative. It wants to be creating things and being seen for their creations. If that doesn't resonate because of the 5th house, it still somewhat applies because your Venus is in Leo. It wants to be out there with its ideas, out there literally showing them like, hey, this is what I made. This is what I'm interested in. It does best when it's out there in a performance type of way, but doing it for the common good versus the ego. So will be like a mental check for yourself of like, why am I seeking attention And is the attention that I'm receiving, is it for like the overall help of all, including not just myself but like everyone else? So there's a dynamic that happens between Leo and Aquarius where Aquarius really cares about the collective. So that's a shadow at times.
Amazing.
So Venus and Leo, think about how you can be creative to bring about and magnetize things to you.
Amazing. I'm so sorry. Who are we reading? I had a
Kimberly.
Thank you, Kimberly. Okay, my Kimberly. Okay, good. Let me see what I'm getting. Well, again, there's a theme here today about forgiving yourself. I'm really getting a sense of you punishing yourself and being really, really tough on yourself, that there's this archetype energy around you that almost like it meets you, that really feels very critical. And it's not of even a voice, it's more of a presence, a vibration. It feels very masculine in nature, just to let you know. This could be connected to father's energy, I'm hearing, or the archetype of men in your life. So, or grandfather, that's what I'm noticing. Just kind of a judgmental masculine. Sorry, I'm going into mediumship. Thanks, Melly. So
Hi, Melly. See ya.
thanks, Melly. I would say this is a little bit of something we can work on. But I would say the first thing we want to do is really disconnect from that type of negative energy by saying, I no longer accept this in my reality. That's what I'm getting. And then owning that beautiful energy, just like we've been talking about, of self-love, self-forgiveness, and embodiment. That's what I'm getting. So definitely a negative masculine sort of influence in the auric field. Fuckers. Sorry. Sorry, really unprofessional on me.
I like cursing. I like using
I
all the
love
words.
cursing. It's so fun. Like, here we are at an hour. This has been like incredible. I mean, I've loved every minute. We've got to do this again.
I would
Listen,
sign me up, man.
Get the calendar, text me.
Okay.
The beauty of like having a topic and then both speaking and doing live reads, that's my format. That's my format on live stream because that's what's been working. You're so welcome. Love you, Kim.
You're welcome, Kim.
It works on live stream. Just to say quickly, on YouTube, loves because people love a reading. Of course, we want to have a little something, but I want to learn a little something.
Yeah,
So
I'm game. Let's do it again.
Write it out.
All right.
We'll do that. This has been amazing. I want to thank you so much for jumping in on this later. You and I literally like last week. What are we doing? Okay, next week. Okay, okay, we're gone.
Yep.
It was like totally co-op. It was a co-op. Yeah. That's what we are. We're a bunch of, I'm a old hippie. That's what I
well, I mean, you have that fiery energy. So kind of like that impulsive, like, oh, I got an idea. Let's do it. And I do too. Yeah. So you're welcome. So
what's your relationship with Leo? Because when I'm with you, Leo is all over your shiz. I can't help it. It's I don't know what you're doing till
I have my South Node in Leo.
Wow.
And I just and of course my Sun rules my Leo placement.
Okay.
And then I have I just left a progressed Sun in Leo. So here's a tip, everybody. Your Sun inwardly changes signs. Okay. I know this is hard to understand, but just what happens over time, you mature, right? So say you were born at 9 degrees of Aries. By the age of 21, you have moved into a progressed Sun in Taurus, and then spend the next 30 years in a progressed Sun in Taurus. And then if you live long enough, you experience Gemini, and so on and so forth. You don't obviously get to experience all 12 signs because we don't all live, that many years long. So I was born with 9 degrees of Cancer Sun. And so around 21, I moved into Leo. And then most recently into Virgo.
So, babe,
so I have learned those things.
Yes. What are the about timeframes usually ish?
It's 30 years. 30 years per sign. So you take the degree of your sun sign, and then whatever number that is, if it's 12, 30 minus 12, that's when that change happened. And then you add 30 after that to experience that sign.
Oh my God. You know what's cray? Is that, so as you know, you already know my stuff. So I'm a Libra. That was my first 30. Then my second 30 is Scorpio.
Yes.
past 30, which I'm just over the 60 mark, is Sag. But my fucking crazy is like, because my sun, my rising is Scorpio, and my moon is in Sag. I'm just like, this is what we're doing.
That's what you're doing.
I don't
Wait,
know.
what is your sun's at what degree?
That I have to look up.
Okay, well, you know.
We'll do it later.
The math thing, but you get the picture. You understand that you've gone through that progression, which only amped up the Scorpio stuff in your life.
100%. Like, because I really feel like a Scorpio, but not completely, obviously, because then I would be, I have a lot of other,
Yeah, I loved the experience of Leo. It brought about a lot of issues, like egotistical, for example. That's a Leo thing. But also wanting like a lot of attention, yet not, because my Cancer sun's like, no.
I know. It's complicated for Leo. I have a good friend who's a medium who is a Leo. She's always like, Mia, some center of tension, even though I'm not, because I'm a medium. I was like, and guess what? Her North Node's in Aquarius. It's hilarious to watch her. I'm all, good luck with that, honey. Love you so much.
Oh, yay.
So much.
Yes, I'm so, yeah. Right. Yeah, if so, one last thing, and I know you have to run, and I'll just share this. Yes, be kind to yourself, people.
Yeah.
When I said that I left my job I was 42. Okay. Yeah. That was the last time I worked at a corporate environment. I worked in a smaller environment after that, but I was really expecting a lot from myself. I was judging myself for a prior me that I didn't know that I was actually shedding.
Yeah.
And we think that, oh, why can't I just? And you might be going through a deep soul level change that needs patience, because it's not going to come in the time frame that we generally want.
Absolutely. And that's the hard part. It's that we have to just be at peace with that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, this has been, I could think of endless topics to
so many topics.
So many rabbit holes. But I want to first of all, thank you so much for doing this with me, my sister. So good.
Thank you.
Thank you to everyone who's watching this.
You all.
Also making sure you guys are following Carolina on YouTube and all her socials. And then also check out the offerings we have. Oh, I'll say really briefly what I've got going on. I forgot to say.
Yes. Why don't you come on now?
I know, girl. I have a 5-week intuitive tarot course starting at the end of this month, June 24th. I'm so excited. I've already got people signing up. It's amazing. It's going to be learning how to read tarot really in an intuitive way, so you don't get overwhelmed with the system, the guidebook, and you're having your own really personal way of connecting. Because I'm obsessed with tarot for those reasons. And then, yes, I love it so much. And then feel free, if you're wanting to really develop your intuitive abilities, your mediumship, either just for yourself or for others, please join my membership, The Sanctuary, $7 a month. You can't beat it. It's like a latte. It's a freaking latte.
That is a latte. I want to definitely, yes. What is going on?
No, right?
Yeah.
Because that might change, that number might change. We'll see.
Yeah.
But for now, that's what we have, and we're happy about it.
Oh man, I love that people showed up. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for being here with us. And Carey and I will do another one.
Oh, we have a list coming. We got big plans, y'all. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
We can have parties.
And do drop in the comments next time what topics you might be interested in.
Oh, queen. Yeah. You guys afterwards drop the comments on both of these and literally on the video you're playing on both her page, because it'll be on her page too, and my page. Drop your comments. Make sure you hype it up. If you can do the hype button, you have to be at 500 subscribers. You're almost there. You're going to be there before you know it. Hype these videos, because that's what really helps on YouTube. They love that freaking hype button. So,
whatever that hype button is.
Yeah, woo! Every time you watch a video, watch the videos all the way through. That's the other thing. I'm like you and YouTube. All right. Thank you, my sister. I will be in touch. You can stay with me for a sec. I'll end the stream. Say goodbye.
Yes. Bye, everybody. Love you. Thank you so much.
Take care. Love ya. Okay, we're done.